Hi, I'm Ariana with Fresh Pair of Eyes. How are you guys?
Great.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Grantham. It's nice to talk to you again. I talked to you for Raising Kanan, which is like my most viewed interview ever. So it's awesome to talk to you again. And Paulina, it's nice to meet you as well.
You as well.
So Grantham, I noticed with you playing Ronnie that you very much take a 360 approach with acting, considering the character's voice, their mannerisms, how they carry themselves, all that. How did you decide that with Talcott, how his voice would be, his mannerisms, and all of the little details that make the whole?
Uh, Good question. I think for me it was kind of just happened naturally. Whereas like how would I be believable as a scary killer person who doesn't speak? I was like, well, you better have a deep voice versus like a young professor, a young dad, a good son. Well, I don't think he would speak like Ronnie. And then just kind of starting from there and putting together the ingredients to kind of portray myself in a much closer way versus Ronnie. I feel like it's a very distant, like, oh, like, yeah, you could be this dude on a real bad night versus like, I don't think Tao's that far from who I am. Uh, Aside from like, I'm much cooler and way more interesting.
Paulina, we see that your character has a chance to really move up in her career. Do you think she is attempting to save this marriage simply because it looks good for her career, or do you think she cares?
I mean, I wouldn't paint her as shrewd as that. I think I think Kimmer is caught in a tough spot. She's married to someone she loves and cares about, and she's having this huge opportunity happen for her, like a wonderful, wonderful thing happen for her. And at the same time, her partner is dealing with the massive grief of losing their father. And so, how do you balance that as a human with someone that you love? You have this amazing thing going for you, and then your partner has one of the worst things happening simultaneously. So, I think that is kind of the struggle that Kimmer has throughout the series is like, yeah, things are going great for me, but also like, I'm trying to be here to support you. And having to balance that is really the heart of her struggle throughout the series.
Grantham, we see that a big part of Talcott's interest and personality is his love for music, specifically 90s hip hop. What type of music do you really like? And is that really a big part of your personality as well?
90s East Coast hip hop for me. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, I do like the West Coast, don't get me wrong, like a lot of Tupac, I do, but I'm a Biggie dude. Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z. Those are like the three rappers that I would probably have on like my playlist when I was maybe 15. And to get to do a role where like I'm talking to Sherman, our showrunner and writer, and he's like, "Yeah, do you know this lyric?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know that lyric." And get into like I made a playlist that I called Tal, and essentially it had everything from like 1986 to 2004. The good years of rap. And it would just kind of put me in a really good space to start the day, like, and put me in the like, okay, what would Tal listen to on his way to work? It was kind of what I was listening to on my way to work, and I still listen to the playlist a lot. Yeah, I think, in that regard, like, other than my like weird folk and like soul interactions, like 90s rap is kind of where I stay.
What, no love for the Midwest? Chicago rap
I
or
mean, no, but I consider y'all a
or
part of the good. Like, I mean, that's
is
still
that
East
considered
to
East
me.
Coast?
Like
So
Kanye
Bone
and Lil
Thugs is
Baby ass.
considered Bone Thugs is real Midwest. That's real Midwest.
Yeah, but I feel like that is definitely like I still say like, okay, if you can look at the 90s hip hop genre,
Hmm,
then that's not so strong East West when it's not like Biggie or
gotcha.
Tupac.
East of the Mississippi.
Yeah. I
There
mean,
you go.
I'm from Houston. I like
Yeah.
Houston rappers too.
Yeah.
Paulina, do you think it is hard for Kimmer to be a Garland? Because there's all these siblings who are a bit dramatic. There's the whole name of being a Garland. Do you think it's a bit taxing for her to kind of be a Garland and also to be herself?
Ooh, is it hard for Kimmer to be a Garland? You know, I'm listening to the words that you're using, like taxing for her to be a Garland. I feel like that doesn't exist in her vocabulary because she's always just going, like she's always going. I think there initially, I think there's some intimidation factor because Kimmer doesn't come from such a storied family. Like she doesn't come from such a um well-known family. Um, but Kimmer's always had, you know, the presence and strength to be in any kind of situation. So I don't know if it's that. I do think though, you know, as you'll see in the show, she has varying relationships with different members of the family. So there's there's that aspect of it. And I think what's interesting, you know, for me is I think that um the judge understands her the best out of all of the Garlands as like who she is. Um, but yeah, I don't think it's necessarily like it's hard for her. She just knows that like it is what it is.
Yes. Well, it was awesome to talk to you both. I can't wait to talk to you guys about this again in future projects. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.